Hello and welcome to Finextra TV. I'm Hannah Wallace and we're here at Money 2020 in Las Vegas. Kindly joining me now is Nicole Zimmermann, Vice President of Customer and Marketing at Western Union Business Solutions. Hello Nicole, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me today.
So we're going to be talking a bit about diversity as sort of the overarching theme, but could you just sort of set the scene for us and tell us a bit about Rise Up for our audience, please?
Yes. So Rise Up is a program that Money 2020 invented last year, launched it last year the first time across the world, where they are hosting their conferences. They are bringing female leaders and talents together to talk about the challenges that these women are facing in terms of diversity and inclusion. So this year's theme is about creating leaders for change, and I have the honor to be a speaker on the panel in Las Vegas, and also being a mentor to one of the mentees. And so it's really a great program that helps create awareness about the challenges that females are facing in terms of their development, of their career progression. And there is also a challenge that Money 2020 and Rise Up called out, which is the Breaking the 19th challenge, to really call out that only 19% of the C-suite positions are actually filled by women. And so we pay it forward and call out women leaders that we appreciate as role models and try to create more awareness through our networks. And I'm very happy that I can be part of this program this year.
And I know you were on a panel yesterday, so can you tell us a bit about what was brought up in the panel, who was on the panel, and what you really kind of got across to the audience?
Yes, so we had a variety of female leaders from a couple of companies that talked really about their experience in terms of how they addressed some of the challenges that were debated in terms of career progression. You know, is there an unconscious bias that is hindering us to really move forward in our career? Is there a sense in terms of how we can break through the unconscious bias and can create transparency? Another question was, what were the best, advices we ever received, and what would be advice that we would give to the audience of female leaders and talents in the room. And we also discussed, from an equal pay perspective, we all feel that, men have not a problem at any point in time in their career to ask for what they feel they deserve. And in the audience, there was a common sense that female leaders or talents are not very good with self-promotion, and they are shying away from these also sometimes not easy conversations and discussions to really put out their demand of what they need and what they deserve actually in terms of their work. So those were a lot of topics that we were touching on and then we had a Q&A session where I think the audience appreciated the experience that we were sharing, and hopefully they took something away from that in terms of how they can approach next time a conversation about a pay raise or a promotion that they for sure deserve, because women are doing their homework in terms of preparing for these types of discussions and have their data points right and their accomplishments right, so they have all the rights. They probably need a little bit more courage to drive these types of conversations.
So you've highlighted for us where the drive came from to create Rise Up, but where is this conversation leading us into the future?
So I hope personally, one, that I can be part of continuing to create awareness about the challenges, but also help with transparency and visibility very practically in the companies where female talents and female leaders are working, and what type of environment they can create to really help foster the conversation. I think it's all about creating a conversation and what I call a bottom-up revolution, because the females need to be just encouraged to have these type of conversations and call out if something is not okay, if they face face unconscious bias, or if they feel that they are not treated fairly in the process of a promotion or asking for a pay raise. So I think that's where hopefully connecting with even more leaders and be very action oriented and talking about what in small steps we can do to change creates this revolution and creates that snowball effect. And hopefully we are progressing even faster in breaking the 19 challenge of getting more female talents into executive positions.
All right, and finally I want to hear a bit about what Western Union is doing in this space. How are you encouraging diversity?
Yeah, so if you think about Western Union as a truly global brand, you know, it is in our heritage and actually in our company's DNA as a truly global company that we have a lot of diversity and a lot of cultural differences and backgrounds, which is enriching already the conversation and helping the conversation. We are also not there yet. I think we are probably on top of the ranking in terms of statistics in terms of diversity. We have about 40 to 50% of female talent in the company, but if we are looking at the progression through the career, I think we can do a better job of driving inclusion and diversity into more of the executive roles. We have created programs like the Women at WU program, where we have created circles around the world bringing talents and executive leaders together and having these types of discussions, exactly the same discussions. What are the challenges? What are you facing? So you're creating a trusted environment and they feel empowered and enabled to talk about the challenges that they really concretely are facing. And we are trying to help with advice, but we are also taking information out of that in a proactive way back to the organization, into our HR function, and having good conversations of how we can drive further change. So this journey never ends, and I hope we are really continuing, even with our experience now here in talking to female executives or being part of the Rise Up program, we can bring more insights back into our organization to help continue find and define actions that can help us to address any type of inequality and any type of challenges with diversity or with inclusion.
Well, amazing. Nicole, you're doing some incredible work
Thank you.
in this space, and thank you so much for sharing your insights.
Thank you. I'm very excited to talk with you about it today, as you can see, but I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.